if you want a new one, you let me know and I'll get you a new one for your jaw, okay? Okay, so let's arrive and just meet ourselves as we are. So feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit closer if you want, but try not to go too wide. Just take a few breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Mm. Let's do that a few more times. Just letting that sigh as we do release from body any sound. Mm. Notice on the exhalation how there's an energy of us dropping into the gravitational pull of the universe. And it has a grounding effect on us, and it's coupled with your exhalation. So as you exhale, you might notice knees bending a little bit, trying not to lock our knees. Feel the toes and the heels evenly distributing the weight. Maybe a pursed breath in the nose, pursing the lips, extending the exhale as it lengthens as you blow it out the mouth, which is helping to drop nervous system into regulation. Each time you inhale, there's a rising up of energy through the body, out the head, and also an expansion three-dimensionally. Just check as you keep breathing here. Maybe breath eventually flows in and out of nose when you're ready, no rush. If the palms are facing body, you might even externally rotate the arms and let them face forward and notice what this feels like to open through the whole arm line, the chest, the heart, all the way through to the other arm and fingers and hand. Relax the shoulders. Feel that rooting through each toe as it roots and presses into the floor. And then just feel as you take another breath or two, noticing toes, how the heels are rooting. We have a circular round quality through the heels. So top of the heel closest to the inner arch is a little bit harder to feel, but we can really identify the inner heel, the back of the heel, and the outer heel. Sometimes we tend to favor weight dropping into certain parts of the feet. Meeting yourself as you are with loving kindness of whatever is accompanying you into practice, different sensations in body, a spaciousness or maybe holding, and also different awarenesses through mind. Sometimes we have some calmness running through us. Sometimes there's a little bit of anxiety or an overload. So just taking note of what's there, not trying to change it, just allowing space for all of you. And we'll let the practice do its magic for us today. As we collectively hold each other, and if your eyes were lowered at this first part or soften, we're just going to allow them to open. And then just feel if you have one side of the body that maybe was holding a little bit more, you can start rolling on that foot. But if you're unsure or nothing is really too expressive today, then you just choose one foot to start to root down. And we take that as we root down, we start to feel the legs straighten. We start to feel a lift of the lower belly, the transverse abdominis wrapping around from back body to front body. And then a lifting up all the way out through the crown of the head. So as we press down, eventually we might feel the foot lift. So we wait. And sometimes it might take a bit, but as it starts to rise, you might just go up and down, up and down. And some of you can hold and lift and do a little bit of knee glides of the leg forward and back. Sometimes the arms out to the side help. Good, Mylan. Some of us like to just do a few circles in the hips. So you choose. You can touch down, or if you're feeling a little bit more vibrant today, you can do a few circles. And then you're going to roll from the toes to the heel. Ah, it's been so nice having you in class. I wish you were able to come all the time. Okay, pause after class if you have time. I wouldn't mind just connecting with you for a minute. Okay? Okay, so feel as you roll from toes to heel, checking in where you're feeling maybe a little bit of sensation coming in today, where your body's asking you to kind of just linger a little bit. So it might be in the medial arch, so that's from the big toe to the inner heel. You might identify in through here by rolling up and down, so combing. The other tool, just adding some compression, so you can press into the ball or the dowel and hold, and then release. So it can be hold for a period of time and then let go, or you can just press down and release and do a little bit of compression and let go. I've got a ball today that's hollow, so I'm allowing as I do compression, the ball as I just release the compression to inflate underneath my foot. Okay, the other place, we can go our lateral arch from the pinky to the heel, outside. And then you can also go in the transverse arch right below the base of all the toes, the metatarsal, that bridge from the big toe to the pinky toe. It's an arc across the top of the foot. And the other one is pinning, and you might give a little kind of twist. Easier on the dowel. If you have the ball, sometimes what I'll do, and this is a shearing motion, so a little bit of a different tool, is you press down, you feel the pressure, and then you just drag the ball across the foot. Yeah, good. You just keep that pressure. Hmm. So just disrupting the patterns of holding in the plantar fascia, the foot fascia. Yeah, good. You can also put the ball or the dowel underneath the transverse arch and just pause for a moment. Just let your toes wrap around and hold. Sometimes those of you that have the dowel, you know you can stand both feet on the dowel. Oh. Now just check in. Have you been holding your breath at all? Just a thought. Take a few breaths. You might just let a few out the mouth if needed. Once you kind of catch yourself, just doing a little hold. Usually an exhale at the mouth just to rebalance. Oh. And then you'll just take a moment when you're transitioning and finishing from one side to the other. How does that first foot feel? And then you're going to start to root down, find a focal point. It can either be anywhere from 2 to 5 feet in front of you, depending on what feels good. And you just start to press down. As you do that, you slowly start to feel the body coming up. Now, remember, if the foot doesn't want to come up, you can always do slide and glides on the floor. I've got my toe spacers on, so they're kind of gripping on the floor, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But if you don't, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, good. Balance is feeling good today, Donna. Really? I thought it was. Are you feeling wobbly? I thought you were feeling more stable, but let's meet in the middle. Okay, so what is happening on this side? Really take it as an individual side as we don't symmetrically hold and release evenly from left to right. So really feel, depending on whichever foot you're on, what is being guided to release or where you're going on this side. Use your breath on this side anytime the exhalation wants to release out the mouth. Ah. Hmm. Pause when the body asks you to pause and just feel one of the ball releasing tools. Just allowing space for body to let go and release. So we have that quality and practice where we strengthen and lengthen a muscle, but then we also need to leave space for release. And that's another level, right? So when you lengthen something to fully releasing. Oh, so just allow yourself to finish up when you feel ready on the side. And if you already are, just move your ball, your dowel off to the side, and then you can just pause and stand for a moment just to feel into. Hmm, hmm. Okay, so let's go into our little side release first. So whichever arm wants to come up, you decide. Okay, you can grab hold of the wrist. We've been doing a little kind of fascia flow release. So you're just going to tug and pull over to one side. So really rooting through the feet. Just feel that breath. And then sometimes the body wants to open up into extension, which is a little bit back, or you want to fold forward into flexion. And then you can go all the way over. And if you do decide to go right over to the other side, just switch hands and tug on that opposite arm. And just take your time to play here. I always love to give the lateral release at the start of class. When we release laterally from side to side, it helps to stop the pull away from center. So it just softens us to be able to drop a little bit more into our fullness of our body. Okay, if you choose, you can just put the palm of the hand on the back of the hand and push forward, or you can interlace and push forward, depending on how your fingers feel if you do have any arthritis in the fingers. And then just bend the knees and lean back a little bit. Let's just feel into the shoulder blades. So what you're doing is you're pulling the shoulder blades apart. This is called protraction. We have muscles. They go from your first to your ninth rib. They're called your serratus anterior muscle. And what their job is to do is to protract your shoulder blades apart. And then you can move a little bit here. Notice if you're holding. You might even bring the arms up. Feel a little release through the palms of the hands, reaching them to the sky. And then that might even take you a little bit from side to side. So just take a moment here. And when you feel ready, just release the hands and slowly let them lower as if your arms are resting on helium balloons. And they're just dropping down nice and slow. Let's do a deep breath in as our feet come together and hip width apart. Exhale out the mouth. And then we're just going to do a few shoulder rolls as we inhale when you're ready through nose. Roll up and then back. And you're going to squeeze the shoulder blade and then bend the knees and come down. So a lot of you know this one as you inhale, draw up, squeeze up towards your ears, roll back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale out mouth. Let it go as the knees bend. So just mobilizing the shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades should slide along your rib cage. Let's go one more in this direction and then we'll switch. So we'll go the other way. So that means you're going to go back, up, forward, exhale down. So you're going to go back, up, forward, release. So your inhalation starts first as you go back and up, and then that exhale, fully letting go. Just take your time to flow through that. And then when you're done that next rotation, pause, and then we'll just slide the shoulder blades up our back, ears towards our shoulders. Just feel that squeeze, hold for a moment, and then when you're ready, take an exhale out the mouth and just drop. Press your feet into the floor. Inhale, draw up, squeeze, and let go. Good. One more time. You guide yourself on this one. Next one is a pursed lip breath. Inhale, draw it up. Purse the lips, slowly lower the shoulders. So as slow as you can, as if you're breathing out tension and the shoulders deflate and release. Do it again. Inhale, shoulders slowly come up. Exhale, purse lip breath, blowing it out through the purse lips. Slowly lower your shoulders and let the tension that you're bearing, the weight on the shoulders drift away. One more time, just to call in one last time. Know that it's not yours to carry. Beautiful. We're going to exhale, chin towards chest. Okay, inhale. Let's look over our right shoulder. So you're going to bring your chin over towards your right shoulder. Okay, then you're going to inhale, drop your chin down, do a half moon circle. And then exhale, very softly look over left. And we're just going to go from side to side one more time. Inhale through. Exhale over the shoulder. And then one more time, inhale through and exhale over left. Good. And then just look forward. We're going to go into a forward fold now. So I'm going to turn sideways. You don't have to. Feet hip width apart. Inhale. Exhale. Just feel your feet. Okay, good. Inhale. Exhale. Shift a little bit more weight so you feel your heels anchoring as your pelvis shifts back. Hey, toes are still rooting into the floor. And then you're just going to come down halfway. And then you just want to bring your weight back into your toes. So you feel toes heel, arms are dangling. And then just wait for a moment for the shoulders to start to circle. Now, if you have any soreness in the shoulders, you can just pull the arm and the shoulder, ball of the shoulder up into the socket and then circle here. Or even place your hands on your thighs and push your hands into the thighs. It will create a little bit more stability. So if you want to go forward more, you're going to allow your pelvis, your sit bones to reach up towards the ceiling. That will start to straighten your legs as you push down through your heels. And then the spine unravels, the head lets go, dangling, releasing neck. You can do a little bit of nodding of yes. A swinging of the head gently from side to side, or a little turning of no if you want.
Some of us can touch the ground. If so, you can even bend your knees a little bit if you need to, but you can tent your fingers on the floor. Okay, so that's just meaning that your thumb, index, middle ring, pinky, the pad is rooting into the floor. So remember, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. You can also do this on your shins if you need to. And then cross just the pads of the fingers into the floor and the thumb. Just let that bit of integrity rise up through the arms into the shoulders. Breathe here. Feel a widening through collarbones, a release through neck. And then let that go whenever you're ready. Arms can just dangle. You can bend the elbows. Right hand can hold left elbow. Left hand can hold right. Yeah, good. And then if you just let your elbows to become heavy, it'll pull on your lat muscles, which attach to your arm bone, your upper arm bone, which is your humerus. And it flows all the way through your rib cage into your sacrum, all the way down to your tailbone. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to unlace that, bend the knees, sit the pelvis back. Okay, so either hands can be on thighs as you lift torso up a little bit, or arms can come up into chair pose, shoulders relaxed. Good, gaze straight ahead. Feel your breath here, root in through all your toes, inner heel, outer heel. Okay, one more breath. Just using the activation of the leg muscles to help move the blood back up to the heart. And then you're going to press down, slowly rise up. The arms will stay extended. And then we're just going to exhale out to the side. Okay, let's do that one more time. Bring the palms together. Inhale up and exhale out to the side. A little bit of renewal one last time. Body's going, oh, that felt really good. And exhale outside. Mm. Ah. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. We do have a fuller class today, so just take note if you need to stagger a tiny bit, which a lot of you already have, before you go into some swinging twists, do so. So one of you front, one of you back. Hmm. Okay, good. Hmm. I'm just kind of having a little bit of a conundrum because there's like something that wants to come in, but I'm like, we've got a really full class, but I'm going to listen to it. Um, some of you are going to need a wall. So we're going to have to be really inventive if you do. I'll show you what we're going to do, and then you can decide. Okay? I know some of you can do it in the center of the room as well. So just watch for a moment. If you're using a wall, okay, feet are around 3 to 4 feet apart. We have not done this one in a while. Okay, I'll get into the specifics of the feet, but we're going to go into triangles. So the hips are going to shift back. We're going to reach forward and we're going to come down. Okay, we're going to be here for a few breaths and then we're going to release. And this is the one where you might need the wall for. You're going to shift forward. And I forgot to set up my block, but you're going to have your block here. And you're going to start to press down to lengthen up. Press through this foot. Now, really important, this leg is a straight leg. Okay, so you're rooting through there. And some of you might need to hold this. Some of you can just, if you've got your connection through the whole body, are here without it. And use the wall if you need to. Half moon. Okay, then we're going to go into a forward fold and rise up. So after seeing that, you're going to go, okay, I feel like I need a wall. If you do, it's probably we can set up two there, two there. Donna, I do think we need to make some space for you for the wall as well. Hey, there is the desk if you need it. Okay, perfect. Now you do need your block. Yeah, yeah. If some of you might need it, might not. Okay, perfect. So what I might get you to do is move a little bit closer to me. Mhm. Yeah, good. Because I can be back just so we have room for Elsby. Let's come a little bit closer. Just because I want Elsby. There we go. I want Elsby to have a little bit of space too. Okay. Yeah. Good. Candace, you're in the middle of the room. Megan, you're going to do middle of the room. Catherine, you're going to do middle. Okay. You're going to do. Okay. I was like, wait a second. You can do. You just might. The one thing I kind of say about half moon is don't think about the end pose. Think about the journey of unraveling and only let your body unravel to a place where you feel stable. So if you think of the end pose, you're going to try to reach for it before you have stability. Okay? So just take a breath. Isn't that a metaphor of life? Whew. I got chills through my body. I was like, all right. My intuition was like, yeah, you need to focus on that, Michelle. And I was like, okay, okay. I'm teaching. Hold on. I'm in practice. Okay, so widen feet. So depending on how you feel, you are 3 to 4, maybe 4.5 feet apart. And do you have enough room? I don't think you do. But you can stay there. What I would say is just pull that stuff out of the corner so that you can go on that wall. Yeah, I can come help you. Mhm. Okay. Um, your block should be about a foot to a foot and a half in front of your right foot. So you're going to turn your right foot out. Now, your right heel is going to be lined up with the inner arch of your back foot. Yes. Okay. And then your back foot, which is left. I know there's a lot of cues, so I have to keep us right and left here. You can, for some of you, I tend to externally rotate a lot more through this leg. So I like to angle my heel back a little bit. So some of you might keep your foot parallel. Some of you might just push your heel back. Yeah, you can feel how it just internally rotates this back leg. For some of us, that feels really nourishing, especially if you get any SI joint stuff. I encourage you to internally rotate a little bit. Okay. Yay, perfect. You are with us. Yes. Okay. So you've got the block, foot and a foot and a half in front. Okay, so just take a moment. Being mindful of the Buddha. Okay, arms are going to come up out to the side. So no higher than the shoulders, palms face forward. So thumbs are just at the height of the shoulders or lower. Now the shift is going to come through this back hip. So you might even take your left hand and allow as this right foot presses into the floor, the leg straightens and your hips shift back. Okay, your left hand can stay on your left hip. And as you reach forward, then once you come down, your right hand can just touch very softly onto your right shin. You're not holding yourself up. Your feet are rooting into the floor. Now you're going to open bottom of the chest. So right shoulder opens up, heart opens up, left side of the chest opens up. If you are at the wall, some of you might feel the right side of your body, maybe head even touching. You can leave left hand on your left hip, or you can reach left arm up, palm facing. Yeah, beautiful. Now breathe. There you go. Inhale, exhale. Good job, Marilyn. Nice, Dawn. Keep your back foot on the floor. Drop it, drop it, drop it. There you go. Yeah, there it is. Now let's get your chest to open. There it is. Nice. Feel that nice opening on your chest? Yeah, beautiful. One more breath. Okay, now you're going to, if you reached your left arm up, you're dropping it to your left hip. Now you're going to look down at your right foot. Good. Take a breath. Now we're moving through transition here. So you're pushing off your back foot as your heel lifts to shift into your right foot. Now your right hand might touch the block. Okay, if you need to move it a little bit forward, do. It's in line with your toes. And as you send that left foot up off the floor, you're pushing right foot strongly down as that left leg lifts. You lean back into the wall. If you're using it, left arm can come up. Yeah, good job. Nice. Take some breaths. Push out your left heel. There it is. Now you're going to drop left foot to right foot when you're ready. No rush. Left foot to right foot. You try it. You try it. Go ahead. Pause in a standing forward fold. I'm going to be your safety. That brought up a lot of stuff. Fluid. Yeah. I didn't know what to call it. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Just take a moment just to be there. Okay, so Carol, I'm going to shift something for you. You see, when you're in a forward fold, your hips are back behind, right? Your feet. So when you're in a forward fold, your hips need to come forward a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, you feel the difference of that? Yeah. Okay, that's your hips over your heels. Okay, so if you're here, so I'm going to show you what's happening. See that? Yeah. You're overloading, you're putting a lot of strain in your hip joint. Okay, so you're not really getting a full stretch. But when you come, so this is where I brought you. So you just need to come forward. So always when I say shift forward into your toes, notice that your tendency is to be back. Okay. Okay. All right. How did that feel? Okay. Okay. Let's do other side. Some of you are already in it, which is great. Okay. So you're going to move your block. You're going to turn. Okay. Feet are 3 to 4 feet apart. Always when I come in, I always feel one hip that's like, yeah, I want to cry. So you're going to turn left foot out, left heel's in line with the right inner arch. Right heel might angle back for some of you. You're going to bring your arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, reach through left side, like you're really reaching forward for something, and then release the left hand down. Pressing through the feet, externally rotate. So you're opening left side of the chest, the heart, the right side. The right arm may come up or stay on your hip. Breathe. Now, some of you are looking back. Your gaze should be straight ahead. Ah, that changed for a couple of you. Peggy, you okay? Okay. Okay. I was just checking because you haven't fully gone into it yet. So I was just wanting to make sure that you were feeling okay. Okay, so right hand down onto right hip. Press off your right foot. As you lean into your left, you're going to lean down, lift the right leg up, open up. Yeah, press through that heel again, James. Breathe. Get through that heel, Carol. Yep, yep. Good. You just stay here for as many breaths as you want. Good. And then when you're ready, no rush. That right foot comes to left. Standing forward fold. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna be your wall. Sometimes yeah, I'm just there. I just let you. I didn't even like I just let you come to me when you wanted to. And it's interesting how sometimes the mind is like, oh, something's there. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let's do a few circles here. Okay, arms can be by the side, hands can be on the hips. We're just gonna circle. Ah, deep hip opening, yeah? Yeah. Ardha, half, Chandra, moon, asana. So half moon. Go the other way. And then check in. Do you want to do a little figure eight? Drawing that infinity sign around the feet. And go the other direction. A little bit of brain awareness. There. Just take a moment, just kind of shake it out. So I wanted to do one thing with the TerraBand. So wanted to bring in our rotator cuffs as we did last week. Yeah, they're actually right in front of you. Yeah, perfect. Yes, ma'am, and they're right in front. And we're gonna grab one also for Peggy. Okay, perfect. So palms are up, elbows are close and hugging the sides of the body. So all the rotator cuff muscles, we have four. Okay, they wrap all around the shoulder blade. So top of the shoulder blade, okay, above our spine. So we do have a spine of the shoulder blade. This is your supraspinatus. Supra, right? It flies. It allows your arm to fly up. So your first 30% of your lifting, right, of the arm comes from this top rotator cuff muscle. Then you have infraspinatus, teres minor, and then underneath the scapula, in between the scapula and the rib cage is called your sub under scapularis muscle. Right? Yeah. So you remember those, your sits, right? I was watching Carolyn. I'm like, yeah, you got that. Okay. So their job is to stabilize your shoulder blade and pull the humerus, the ball, into the socket, especially when you're lifting your arm up and you're loading it in any way. So as you gather your inner elbows, your forearms should be parallel. Palms are up. And then you're just going to find a comfortable kind of position of holding the strap. Now exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Okay, feel an SH breath if you want of shh out the mouth. You're going to feel that helps to gather your transverse abdominis. So just do it one more time. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now you're going to hug. Keep the arms and the elbows close to your body as you stretch the band apart. So you might feel, oh, I want to do that on an exhale and then inhale as you release. Okay, so you might even feel, oh, it really helps when I bring an SH breath. Notice if one elbow comes away from your body, your elbow should stay really close to the side of your body. So sometimes we feel, oh, one elbow. See how one elbow's starting to wing? Keep it close. So it's for you, your left, Jane. Yeah, keep left elbow so it should not leave the side of your body. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It's my left too. So it's where, I can kind of feel it. Some of you, and I'm just going to pause for a moment, some of you, not all of you, so some of you, this is going to make sense, are not stacked. So meaning some of you have your pelvis in front of your feet, your hips. So you need to come back. So just try it one more time. Exhale as you open. Inhale as you come back. Shoulders should stay nice and quiet. No movement there. Yeah, good. Yeah, good, Donna. Just do a couple more. If you want more resistance, just walk your hands a little bit closer together and then just do it a couple more times. Good. Take a moment to release. Just let your TheraBand just go off to the side. Now we're going to do a little shoulder release, and I'm going to resist as much as possible not to do too much at the wall, because some of you know I really love the wall. But hey, so you are going to find a wall. You don't need a lot of wall space, okay? But you want to find your inflated. All of you have your inflated wall. Perfect. So, yeah. So, Caroline, you can go there and then you can go there. Exactly. Yes. Okay. So, you're going to go over there. You don't need a whole lot of space. Okay. Great. Look at how inventive we are. There. Okay, good. I can like kind of mapped it out. I was like, I think we had because we also have a space up here, Megan. Okay, but we're going to be doing something different than what you're doing, which I know you love that one. And that's my thing of like, okay, I'm going to try not because if I get here, I'm never going to get out. Okay, so first off, let's push. So the ball should be at shoulder height. So if you imagine, I'm going to show this for camera because I have quite a few people online. So wall, okay, the arm should be straight out in front of you. So you the hand into the ball. Now you want to bend your knees a little bit. Okay, feel if you need that SH breath or that little gathering in to just feel the transverse connect, the feet pressing into the floor. Now you're going to circle as you press the hand into the ball very softly, about 40% effort. You're going to circle the ball in one direction. Don't worry about if your hand kind of moves around a little bit. You're just going to go one direction. And then you're going to go the other direction. So we're just really mobilizing the fascia, the muscles. This is really helpful if you've had any sort of shoulder injury. And then you're just going to go up and down, and you're going to go side to side. So it's a cross. Yeah, good. So feet stacked under pelvis. So Carol, you need to walk your feet closer a little bit more. Yeah. So that's going to be your goal, to feel that your pelvis is under your shoulders or your shoulders are on top of pelvis, right? Okay. Now, depending on how far you are, you might need to come a little bit closer, and you're going to inhale and you're going to roll the ball all through the forearm. Once your hand can touch the wall, let it touch and just let your arm go up as high as it can. And then you're going to roll it back down. Okay, so elbow's going to start at a bend by the torso, and then you're going to inhale up and exhale back. Okay, we're just going to do a couple times. Good. Now you're going to pause. Now you're going to allow your arm, okay, to go out to the side. You're just going to go across, do a little bit in the side, and then you're going to take the ball. Okay, so you might need to just grab it with your hand, put it on one side of your shoulder, and I want you to roll across the ball across your sternum. Okay, so you're gonna have your arms out to the side. They don't have to be straight. They're just gonna be a little bit bent. You're gonna roll across your collarbones all the way to one shoulder to the other. So you're gonna have to do a little dance of walking. Okay, and then you might even find in sternum as you roll across, yeah, that you might do a little dance through the sternum of up and down if you need to. You might just hang out in the sternum. Good. Mhm. You can let hands touch wall if you want instead of holding them away, if that feels better. Good. And then you're going to just pause. You're going to turn around. You're going to just take the ball for a moment and place it on your back. Okay, and just lean into it for a moment. And just take a moment just to feel. Okay, so most of us did our right arm, right shoulder. So just kind of feel how if it feels any different, if it feels a little bit spacious, you might move it up and down. Before we do other side, we're just going to roll up a few times, not too many, up and down the spine, just to release fascially. And you might do a little bit of lateral in between the shoulder blades. So just getting into the rhomboids, left to right. And you can go under the shoulder blade or under across the ribcage. So this is your serratus. So if you want, do right arm first. That's the arm that we did. You can lift it up and then you can roll from rib cage through and then back again. So I'm rolling from kind of the mid lower part of the shoulder blade across the rib cage and then right into the front. Good. Megan, do you want to come over here? Okay. Feeling okay? Okay, good. Aha. Then try your other shoulder blade. So this would be your left for most of you. And you end up kind of rolling through the front of your solar plex all the way around, right? So this is solar plex. Good. Just do one more. Okay, then you're going to pause and you're going to reface the wall again. Left hand pressing into the wall, straight arm, head, torso, pelvis, feet, all in one line. Exhale. Take a moment. Now start to circle as you gently press the hand into the wall. We're going to circle through the hand on the ball, both directions. Just a couple times, 2 to 3 one direction, 2 to 3 the other. Then you're going to do your cross up and down, side to side. Keep
Straight arm if you can. Try to resist the urge to bend the elbow. Okay, we're just affecting the whole chain. And then you're going to roll up the arm and down. And you do that a couple times. Yes, all the way up. Yeah, you got it, Jane. Yep, and down. Good. This is very subtle, but you are affecting the fascia flow and communication from your shoulder blade through your shoulder, through your upper arm, your elbow, your forearm, your wrist, your hand. Hey, because sometimes people just think, okay, shoulder, but your shoulder, the tail end of your shoulder communication in your arm is your shoulder blade and how it communicates with your rib cage. Good. Nice. Hey, some of you, when you're reaching your arm up, are pulling your fingers back towards your skull, which means you're going an extension in your wrist. So your wrist should be neutral. Sometimes I think of just caressing the wall. Okay, then you're going to release. Good. Yeah, exactly like that. And you're going to come back to your mat. Yeah, so we're going to come back to our mat. That was perfect. It was like release. It was like boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's transition to the floor now. So we're going to find the top of our mat. Oh, take a deep breath in. Let it out. Just arrive here. Just notice, little check-in, how you feel from when you first arrived. Eyes can be open, closed, lowered, whatever you need. We're going to bring our hands up, palms touching, palm to palm, thumbs at heart, sternum area. Inhale. As you exhale, release the arms down, maybe a soft bend in the knee. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale into a forward fold. Okay, when you're in your forward fold, make sure you shift your hips forward so that you feel your hips stack over your heels. We're not letting the weight of the hips shift back. That really loads the hip sockets. Let your head go. Take some breath. And simply be here for a moment. Okay, so we're going to bend the knees. Place the hands on the floor nice and wide in front of the feet. You're going to take a big step back, right foot, left foot. Those of you that are going to stay in downward dog, you're pushing the floor away, you're walking it out. And you might bend one knee, release the heel. Those of you that don't want to be in downward dog for very long, you're just coming right down onto hands and knees. And then child's pose. So we're going to feel as we slowly start to come down onto our hands and knees. Just widen the knees, sink the hips back, find your version of child's pose. Arms can be forehead forward, arms can swing off to the side if you choose. And you stay on one side for as long as you want. You pass through center when you're ready. You might just stay forward the whole time. So you decide what feels good for you. So you can take a couple more breaths, find center. And I want to do the wave flow. So some of you know this one. So we're going to kind of combine the spinal extension flexion with a plank with an upward kind of dog cobra kind of feel. So you're going to have your knees hip width apart. And your hands are a little bit farther forward. So they're not right under your shoulders. They're a little bit farther forward. Now you're going to sink your hips back. Now, some of you might even watch this first. So you're in a modified child's pose. And then you're going to inhale
And as you exhale, you're going to start to round the spine up. So sit bones reach down, the spine rounds up. You come forward and you're just going to find a plank position and you're just going to check your hand alignment. And then you're going to shift back. So I could feel that my hands were a little bit too close. They weren't stopped right underneath my shoulders. So I'm just going to adjust that. And I'm going to walk my hands a little bit farther forward. And then you can just roll back part way. And then exhale and just unfurl. Just find a plank position. Now check. Your hands should be right underneath your shoulders. And then just go back one more time. Exhale. Okay, inhale, exhale, unfurl, and then you might even just stop here. But if you do want to go a little bit farther, when you feel right here from plank, you're going to lift up pubic bone, lift up lower belly, upper belly. So try not to collapse. So lift up through upper belly, lower belly, heart. Hey, push the floor away. Hey, then you lead back with pelvis, round through lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, head. Okay, so don't go too far. If that's enough, then you just rest. Okay, some of you might want to go through again. Just remember when you get to plank, you're going to start to lift up pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly, heart. Good. A little bit of strength here. Opening front and back body. So you do as many as you want. Feel any strain in your lower back, you just want to internally rotate your legs a little bit more. Good. And then we're going to, from here, just come back into a plank. We're just going to lower down. Going to do a little bit of work for opening the chest a tiny bit deeper. So you're going to take your arms, and if you have glasses, you might take them off. You're going to fold them at the top of your mat. Okay, palm on palm. Yep. Palm on the back of the hand, sorry. Forehead on the top hand, on the back of the hand. Take an exhale. Let your body drop into the floor. Tuck your toes under. Root the toes into the floor until you feel your shins, your knees, your thighs lift up off the floor. Reach back through your heels. So you're going to feel a straight leg here. And then I want you to reach a little bit of energy out the top of your head into the center of the room or forward. Widen your shoulder blades, widen your shoulder blades. Reach through your triceps and your elbows forward as well. And that will protract, widen the shoulder blades. Just keep breathing around this integrity. Soften where the body is not working. Feel the strength where it is. Notice your whole body. Good. Then we're going to release the pressing of the toes. Legs will release down to the floor. You're going to release the top of the feet back onto the floor. Good. Now just pause here. You're going to lift your head ever so slightly and bring your arms down by your side. So palms up. So chin can be on the floor or forehead if that feels better. Now, if you don't want to go up very high, don't worry about it. But just let the body evolve here. So you're going to press down through pelvis, rib cage, and you're going to slowly, as you press pelvis, hip bones, front of the rib cage into the floor, maybe the torso starts to lift. The head will follow. It's not lifting from the head. The gaze stays towards the floor. You're just hovering ever so gently off the floor, but you're doing that from pressing the pelvis, the belly, the top of the thighs into the floor. Then you're going to lower down nice and controlled. And we're going to do that one more time. Press down. Pelvis, pubic bone, top of thighs, both hip bone. Nice. Back of the neck stays long. Okay, lower down. Bring your arms forward, shoulder width apart. Okay, when you extend, just bend the elbows a little bit. Okay, you're going to press pelvis into the floor. Press the palms of the hands into the floor. Let your forearms and your elbows come off. You don't have to come very far, but some of you might come up a little bit farther. So strong hand. Just going into seal. Widen the shoulder blades. Good. Just keep your gaze down. And you're going to slowly lower the pressing of the hands. The elbows will move out to the side. You're going to lower down. Good. Now, some of you might go, that felt really good. Just going to do that again. Some of you might want to go a little bit deeper. So hands are going to come a little bit closer to the top of your mat. You're going to press down through pelvis. Let that float the torso up. Then you press into hands. A little bit more, opening through chest. Elbows come in. They anchor under the shoulders. And your elbows press down into the floor. Now, just do a little SH breath. So you're going to gather your lower rib cage together and pull it down a little bit towards your hips. And it's just going to widen your lower back. You need more space. Internally rotate your thighs. Good. One more breath if you want. Better get the wrists. Carolyn, just look at me. See how your wrists are. Come down onto the wrist. Yeah, see how the wrists are coming up. Can you get the, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I didn't know what to kind of call it, but like the upper, like the forearm right below the wrist. Yeah, like right around the carpal. Hmm. Okay, so then you're going to press into the hands. Elbows are going to come out to the floor, out to the side. You're going to roll down. Okay, you're going to shake it, shake it, shake it. Lift the legs up, support the head if you want. So shins and feet are off the floor. The legs are wipering. If you want, you can turn your head to the side. Just let pelvis sway and do its thing. It will lift off the floor if it wants. Good. So you're going to choose one arm is going to lengthen up as the legs come down to the floor. You're going to roll onto your back. You're going to roll off your mat first and then kind of scoot over. And some of you might need to flip around if you want. Nice. Yeah, it's a little bit of maneuvering here. Okay, so just check in. If you find your terror band for a moment, okay, just have it beside you. Okay, we're going to draw the knees into the chest, thighs, hands on shins or back of the thighs, rock a little bit from right to left. Circle, just let your body be. Take some breaths here. Okay, we're not going to do the whole move of leg stretches, but we're just going to release the back line before we do our jaw release. Okay, so we're just going to do a little mini release of back. So we're going to use the terror band. So just note, if you need support behind your head, some of you grab your chip foam block. Okay, it has a black cover for a lot of you, or it's yellow, that's behind your head. Yep, good. Some of you have the semi-inflated snuggle ball and you like to pull it apart. Okay, make some lips and put it behind your neck. You're going to bring the terror band up. You're going to bring right leg up. Okay, we're going to put the band around the upper part of the foot below the toes. And just slide your hands down. So we're all at different lengths, so don't worry about elbows getting to the floor yet. So just kind of find a soft hand. Okay, left foot is on the floor. Knee is bent. Good. And you're just going to take an exhale and just weight the pelvis, both sides, right and left. Let the right knee bend a tiny bit. Now you can gently pull down on the terror band a little bit. And your elbows may or may not touch the floor, so don't worry about that. But just try to keep the shoulders quite relaxed. Now you're going to push your foot a little bit into the band. Okay, so here you can really feel the push and the pull of the band. Now you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lower the leg down. So let your hands and your arms go with the band. Yeah, no worries. And then you're going to inhale and lift it up. Okay, so try to keep
Both sides of your hips really heavy as you lower down and up. And some of you might even find, oh, I really like that SH breath, or gathering the transverse abdominis as you lower the leg. And then as you inhale, lifting out. Okay, we're just going to do a couple more. So we're just re-lengthening out back line just from all of our extensions. Okay, the next time your right leg comes up into the air, you're going to sneak your right foot into the TerraBand. Now just have your feet hip width apart. Okay, you can even be a little bit closer. And now you're going to spread the TerraBand apart to widen your legs. Okay, so you want to spread the TerraBand apart. So you're going to try to spread the TerraBand apart a couple feet. Then bend your knees. And you're going to rock as you keep spreading the TerraBand. So we're just doing a little bit of hip strengthening. So you keep that TerraBand stretched as you rock from side to side. Try to keep your pelvis and your lower back on the floor. Good. Notice when you move, does it pull in on the TerraBand? Can you keep it nice and open? Yeah, good. And then you're going to release the spreading. Okay, sneak out. Right foot, keep left foot in. Let the elbows relax, heavy elbows. Okay, as you're pulling down gently on the TerraBand, you're pushing your foot up into the TerraBand. Heavy pelvis. When you're ready, you're going to lower the leg down. That might be your exhale, and let it spring back up. So you can use the springing of the TerraBand here. Think release, pelvis, shoulder blades, shoulders, head into the floor. Okay, one or two more. And then you're just going to bring the leg back up one last time. Put the right foot back in the TerraBand, spread it apart. Okay, bend the knees, rock from right to left. If you want to go deeper and your body's going, oh, I want to do a deeper baby pose, which is what my body is doing, you might feel, okay, I just let go of the TerraBand. You might grab the back of the thighs. Some of you can grab the ankle. Some of you can grab the big toe side of the foot or the pinky side of the foot. Hey, there's a pulling down on the foot if you're grabbing hold of the feet, but there's also a pressing up of the feet. That's what helps press the lower back and the pelvis towards the floor. A lot of the time, we just feel that we don't have that evenness. And so our pelvis is lifting off the floor. This is a lower back and hip opener. Yeah, good. You can hold in stillness, you can rock. If you feel that you want to have a little play, you're in your holding feet. Okay, left heel can go towards the buttocks. You can roll onto right side, and then you can extend through right leg and just do a little stretch out to the side. And then you roll onto your back. Your right heel goes to your buttocks. You roll onto left side. You extend through left leg. Take a moment here. And when you're ready, that feels a little bit more release. We're going to let go of the feet, the TerraBand, and just lie on the floor for a moment. Whether legs are bent and the feet are on the floor, or the legs decide to lengthen. Your choice. Take a few breaths out your mouth. Let a sigh ascend. Yeah, there you go. Couple more. Really feel the earth holding you. So in this next week, anytime you can connect to the earth by getting in your garden, noticing and walking barefoot on the ground, rolling your feet out, being aware of body, pausing to take in your senses. These are all tools that will help you stay grounded as the full moon grows over the next week.
Okay, so our last thing today is we are going to do the jaw release. And so some of you, if you've never done it before and you do have a really, really tight jaw, we're going to focus on the masseter muscle. So here is the top part of our palate of our teeth, our jaw, and this is the bottom. So the muscle goes horizontally. Okay, so you can even just feel it. If you open and close and feel the muscle. So you can do an up and down on the jaw. So you can have this up and down motion of the jaw with the ball. And you can also go across, and some of you can just hold. So what I'm going to suggest is you might just start. And Donna, do you want a clean ball? You're just going to use your ball? Okay. I sometimes do too, because it was your own feet. Um, you're just going to roll up and down and just check in with this masseter muscle. Is right to the top. Okay, so you can go up and down and just kind of feel, oh, okay, it's there. Feels okay. Yeah. Some of them, yeah. Some of them you're like, wow, I really like any of us that clench our jaw or grind our teeth or, do any of that stuff, you're going to notice this is really tight. Okay, so this is what's that? Yeah, so we're just going to go gentle, right? And then you can go, so this is the combing, okay, tight short. This is a very small muscle. So a lot of the time it's in a tight short. So the combing feels really good, but also compression feels really good. And just doing a little bit of a cross. So you can feel when you go forward, you kind of drop into that space where you're like, oh, there's the part of the muscle where it stops, right? And then you can go back and you can feel just kind of below your earlobe, you can feel where it attaches into the skull. Okay, so your upper palate does not move. It's only your jaw, right? That hinges open and closed. This is one of the muscles that help you, right? So that your upper palate's just there. It's your lower jaw that's moving up and down. Okay, so some of you might go, this is enough. I feel really good. This is going to release our neck at the same time. Some of you might go, I want a little bit more. Okay, only if you want more. You can take a block. You can do it on the floor. I really like a block. So I just lie down and I put the ball on a block. And you don't need to press, okay? You're just using your body weight. Sometimes this, you just find a muscle and you just pause and you just want to relax your jaw. So relax the lower part of the jaw away from the upper jaw and just rest. And then you might move around. So remember, if that's too much, first step is no body pressure, just using your hands. Okay. And you can lie down and do this if you want. I was just showing you sitting up so you guys were all aware of what it felt like, but you're more than welcome just to lie down and use your hand to roll out your jaw, even if you're not using the block. This is sometimes for a while, I was really noticing that, and I still always have, if you have a communication through one side of your pelvis or your hip that is really tight, you might notice that same side of your jaw really tight. Okay, so we are interconnected. So before you switch, just take a moment just to notice how you feel. And this is all connected to our center of communication. Okay, so you might notice maybe there's something when we're don't speak our truth or we're suppressing a thought or we're expressing something that we need to say and we start swallowing our words and we're like, okay, I'm not going to say that. And you start getting tighter and tighter and tighter in this area. Okay, so when you start to release, sometimes things that maybe you were holding on to that you didn't express might want to come out. So just make sure it passes through the doorway of the heart if you can, okay, as it releases. It's good to let it come out. Okay. But if you just need to go and just take some time to like let some sounds come out, you can do that. Okay. But just note sometimes this does release. Yeah. It could be a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So do one side only for a maximum of 2 to 3 minutes. So you're probably there on that one side now. Okay. And make sure you do your other side. Yeah, so really good. So sometimes we never release jaw. Yeah, and so you can't. I know you're like, oh my God, your face was just so beautiful, Catherine. Catherine was up into like the fascia of the skull and going around the temple, and then her eyes, and she was just like, wow. Her body was just so you like there was so much joy emanating. I know, I was really enjoying it. So thank you for that. I know, right? So sometimes you might find, wow, this is a really good tool. I really need this. Okay. So these balls are really great. We do have a couple of them that we have in stock, but squash balls, you can buy them at any like sports check or anything like that if you do want to pick one up or a couple up and give them to friends, family. But I sometimes will leave them by my bedside and I'll do this before I go to bed. Okay, so if you've done both sides, then you're just going to lie down and rest. This is our last thing. So just enjoy. Yeah. Carol, this might be a tool that you're taking with you. Yeah, I can feel that there's just like a whole level of release. So just let yourself breathe. This is when and I've got your bags over here, so I can do that for you, Elsby, if you want to set up. So you might find, oh, I want to take my bolster and slide it underneath my knees. And Jane, your body's asking for one. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna give you a little release here. Because your body's like, I want that. And I'm like, yes, of course you do. Perfect. Mhm. So you might still be in your jaw release, so that's fine. You just let that keep flowing, but some of you are done, so you can take some breaths. You can do any movement that wants to come in, and then just slide them a little bit closer. Just, yeah, there we go. This one is really light, so I'll put this one on to balance. Take that. Yeah, you're welcome. Take that moment just to release out your mouth. Let yourself just drop and be held by the earth here. Feel any support that you have offered your body. Allow that level of release to come in. Ah. This is a piece by Jeff Foster that wanted to be shared. Some of you may know it. Some of you may it be your first time. I will share it with the recording link. It's called Rest in Every Step. Have patience. Slow down. The gap between where I am and where I want to be is full of possibilities. Don't rush through it. Take time. Find the dignity in slowness. Learn to love the gap. Brace it with your presence. It is bursting with life and creativity, and it holds unexpected treasures. Have patience. Slow down. Life is only now. In presence, there are no gaps. Find rest in every step. Find rest in every step. Feel the essence from the practice as you feel the full circle of awareness completing, noticing body, feeling
Your breath moving through you. Inhale and exhale. Allowing space for the thoughts and the emotion to be and release as they may. And being open to that intuitive wisdom when it arrives. And notice the doorway through your heart is your guide to your true self, your place of wholeness, regulation, equanimity, where we feel connected to nature and elements, to that presence. So allow your heart to guide you. Thank yourself for showing up, for taking this time. And create a couple more minutes of silence for you. See if you can let go just a little bit more. Release. To allow the sound of my voice to just trickle your awareness back into body. Feel the heaviness of touching the floor, your weight. And bring a little bit of movement. Maybe it's through fingers and toes, arms and legs, stretching, yawning in your fullness, arriving back into self. Take your time. Release any props that aren't needed. Roll over to a side and pause there. And with our fuller class, just note when you do press your top arm hand into the floor and you come up to seated, if someone is beside you and you're directly beside them and they're already seated, just shift a little bit and forward or behind them because we just do want to leave some space for the arms to move out to the side to complete our practice. Arms are out to the side. Remember, if crossing the legs does not feel comfortable, you're going to press the sit bones, the back of the thighs, the calves into the floor, sitting in Dandasana. Exhale, out mouth. As you root down through pelvis and you inhale, arms up. Maybe palms even come down and forward as the palms touch. And you draw a line in front of your body as you exhale. And each time, as we do that two more times, and you inhale, just feel yourself gathering up this abundance of spring and this vitality. And as you exhale, receiving it, feeling the earth supporting you over this next week as you embrace the vitality of spring, but the stability of earth. This next pass, as we reach our arms up, we're going to let our palms touch and pause, our thumbs around the sternum, the heart. You can exhale. Let the inhalation come in. One more time, exhale. And let the inhalation come in. Just let yourself breathe as the eyes open and the head lifts. Mm. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Stephanie.
Bye. Have a good day.
You're welcome.